family, you tapped into the DOA TBM. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content and updates. Shit. Everybody's seen the news with the Tyre Nichols incident. We've seen protests. We've seen, family mourning. We've had talks on funerals. A lot going on in Memphis. We've seen in New York there was a bit of a protest and stuff like that where it looked like some Antifa or one of those white militia groups and stuff jumping over police vehicles. There's a lot going on. We've seen, people ever talking about the controversial topic of racism and white supremacy, but in this context, a lot of people now are talking about police brutality, so many different aspects of, just this incident. So I guess, let's get into this one, man. Tyre Nichols, we definitely want to say rest in peace to the brother and condolences to his family and friends,
Another one bites the dust. But what we've seen all these topics, we've seen all the topics and all the hoopla and talk, but what we haven't seen is this alleged story that they just came out with saying about one of the police officers that he was dating his ex-chick, and she doesn't want to be bothered with him at all. And so I think that the guy who Tyre, who they killed, knows his girl. And so allegedly, as they say, he had sent the pictures of Tyre being beat up to his girlfriend, his ex-girlfriend. Like, look at your boy now. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why they stopped it right before he got to his house. You know what I'm saying? It just seemed like when they was beating on him, it just seemed too much like a protocol. It just seemed like it was just like the norm. But at the same token, if you really look at it, the reason why I believe this story is because if you look at it, any other police officer, that's out of pocket to go up to a person's car and pull them out of their car. He doesn't know if he has a pistol or not. He could have shot the shit out of him. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why I kind of somewhat believe the story, because what police officer just opens up your door and pull you out of your car, not knowing if you have a weapon or anything? You know what I'm saying? So it seems really believable to me because it makes sense. The police are not going to snitch. They use snitches. They use snitches for certain things, what they want to know about certain things and certain crimes. But the police hate snitches. You know what I mean? People don't realize that once you become a police officer, it's not about color no more. You bleed blue. You're police. You know what I'm saying?
We've had a lot of different aspects. Obviously, initially with the initial reports of the black officers, and they were pasted all over the media and stuff, and a lot of people called for them to be reprimanded and brought to justice. Then we seen people saying there was a white officer as well who was behind the taser. Should he be treated the same? We've heard that he's since been disciplined in some regard. So there's been so many different aspects and shades to this, where people have said, the Memphis politicians and, the police force and stuff, they don't want a situation arising with like the George Floyd thing where, you're going to have a huge amount of backlash. So they want to deal with it quite quickly and kind of get it, dealt with in the best way, with people facing sentencing.
What I was hearing is that they shut down their little camp and clique within the police office, between the police department called Scorpion.
Yeah, they were the Scorpion unit allegedly.
But it was a bunch of those type of units within the police department. You know what I'm saying? They have I always have said that the police is the biggest gang in every city. They're the biggest gang in every city. You know what I'm saying? They showing up, they pulling up too. You know what I'm saying? You might pull up on your homeboy and ask him, you in trouble, and tell him to come. Man, I need you to come right quick, because he's like, I'm with my baby mama right now. You know what I mean? But the police, they pulling up. You know what I mean? So they have little cliques within the police department. They need to break them all up, all the Operation Crash and all that they used to have back in LA and all that. They need to break all them type of things up, and they need the police to put. That's what the Panthers was doing. That's what the Black Panthers was doing. They was policing the police, because they should take off the to serve and protect. It's patrol and control. That's what it seems like.
Well, I mean, we've had a lot of different points of view on it, mostly, steering the same direction. We have heard even Reggie Wright and others chime in and give different perspectives and stuff on just the whole concept of compliance. Should he have complied more? People feel as though, whereas you said it's a police thing when it comes to like the police and those kind of situations, you know, some of us have had to deal with it, have been stopped by the police, and depending on how you respond, I've got some footage out there somewhere where I was stopped by some white officers at one point where I could see they were being quite egregious towards me in a passive aggressive way, but tried to, stir me up to where they can, probably rouse me up, and before you know it, you're getting jumped. So sometimes you gotta know how to move, and in other circumstances, we've seen it where people have tried to comply. Like to me, in the video, what I saw, he was complying enough because he was like, what you guys really doing this to me? He wasn't like being threatening in any kind of way or manner or anything like that. So, what do you think about the people that are saying that he weren't complying and that people should
He
just
was
comply?
compliant. He was compliant. If you're afraid that you may lose your life, you think you're gonna lay down? That's gonna be your last moments. You laying down? He was on the ground. They thought, I need you to lay on your stomach. All little, the dude is too crazy. Let me tell you something. I've been in the car with my white friend, and the police have pulled us over, and they didn't say anything to me when they pulled us over, and they went right on over there to her, and they said, "Is he holding you against your will? All you have to do is just blink, and we're gonna get that son of a bitch." I'm telling you, there's so much racism that's going on. And if you black, you know what I'm saying? Just think about it, man. If you black, it's hard. You got your own people against you. You got the Mexicans against you. You got the whites against you. Everybody want to be black until the police come. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like the other topic that we spoke about. You know what I'm saying about the essays. And the Spanish people going hard on the black people. It's a whole bunch of in talk, but y'all got on Kobe jerseys and Magic Johnson jerseys. I'm like, what about them? That's different, Holmes, and all that. You know what I mean? It's so much racism. I never realized how much racism is going on in this world of today. You know what I mean? It's crazy to me.
Yeah,
Still going on.
Sadly, we know that the system that we see has definitely been built upon a lot of racism and stuff, and people feel the effects of it.
The kicker of it was yesterday that I was floored, like the white people say, I was floored of Trump, what Trump said. Trumpy boy was like, I thought he was, when George Floyd died, he didn't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? He didn't really say too much. And there was a lot of white people that didn't say too much when George Floyd died. They just was quiet and or whatever. But I don't know why everybody wants to speak so badly, speak about it so much, because it's some black guys involved in it. But even Trump was like, when he heard Tyre call for his mother, that's when he said he was sickened and he felt sorry. You know what I'm saying? And it was a disgust and a disgrace. And it put a black eye on the police. We've been saying this, though. We've been saying this since the 90s about the police. You know what I mean? The police need to be they need to be reformed. They need somebody to go and police the police. And if you really look at it, there's really nobody that's policing the police. You know what I'm saying? But the Panthers. The Panthers was on that. You know what I'm saying? But with 9 times out of 10, when you see the police, you could be talking about anything and having anything going on. You can turn, they're going to police. You know what I'm saying? It's like we've been having this in us since a child. We see the police whipping ass. You know what I'm saying? Making examples out of people. I feel like either straighten this shit up or people are going to make examples out the police. It's only evidence.
Well, I think one of the things is it's like people forget oftentimes these police, oftentimes policy enforcers, but ultimately still humans just like everybody else, and go through some of the same sort of things and problems and issues. And some say, some of them they take it out on other people when they're at work, or some of them they hyperinflate their ego at times. Some of them abuse their power and their position. We know these things happen. We've seen it in social experiments. We've seen it in even I think there's even a movie with Forrest Whitaker and some other people, and they put them in a experiment where half of them they take civilians and half of them got to be prisoners and half of them got to be prison guards, and see how they start treating each other. And the half that was set to be prisoners, they start getting bullied and beat up by the prison guards, and all sorts of different stuff, where, just the different dynamics. And we're not saying that's an absolute and that's going to happen all the time. Obviously, there's always going to be, bad examples. And, we see that with recent circumstances. I mean, I mentioned them just being human beings because one of the things that you brought to light was the allegations that there was potentially some romantic, love interests and triangle and different kind of stuff happening, which potentially could have been something that led to this, because there has been reports online from media sources saying that it was a hit set up by one of the officers, so there was some kind of vendetta at play.
At the same time, I will say this though. I know we going real hard on the police right now, as we should. They have reasons for us to go hard, but I will say that their job is not easy. They do not have an easy job. Put yourself in the position of the police and having to pull a person over that has 2 strikes. You're not trying to go to jail. You're not trying to, it's a lot of things that they go through without us seeing every single day what they go through, or certain things. I'm sure it's pressure. I'm sure it's stress. Just like any other job. Just because they're the police, that doesn't mean they don't have stress. Yeah, they have stress. But at the same time, you work for the people. You know what I'm saying? You work for the people. It comes out of our paychecks to pay you. We have to be scared of some people that we paying. You know what I'm saying? So how back in the days, how real policemen and how real policing went on was you was cool with the people in the neighborhood. That's how you knew what the fuck was going on. You know what I'm saying? Or you could prevent it. Or it really wasn't a thing of snitching. If people was just cooler with the police because they was black, they put black police. If you're a black police officer, that means you have more of a duty than being a police officer, the honor and respect and the code of being the police. If you black, you have more of a responsibility, but not to come in the neighborhood and show out for the white cop and beat people down and showing off that you don't care. Because when you become a police officer, like I said, the first thing they ask you, are you biased when it comes to your people? A person that's the same color as you doing wrong, or do you give them leniency because of you the same race? And so, they trying to prove that to these officers. You know what I'm saying? They trying to prove that they one of them, the wearing that blue. But nah, man, that's not how you supposed to do it. When you pull people over, you're supposed to pull people over, give them their ticket, unless they doing some way out, then let people go on home. That's all dude wanted to do was go home.
Yeah, no, I mean, definitely. I mean, it's sad not to say it just happens out there in the US. I know it's definitely transposed when it does happen out there and magnified to the rest of the world. This is global news. It's been world news all over the world and stuff like that. And we definitely once again want to extend our condolences to Tyre Nichols' family and friends and stuff. And hopefully these cops are brought to justice. Rogue cops, we don't want to be living in a state where people are in fear of the police, as you said. We don't want to be like the Gestapo rolling around.
Right, I'm looking too. Shit, I'm looking for
Yep, people got enough to be worried about.
But you know what, Fonz? You know what? I believe that story, though. I believe that story. The reason why I believe that story is no reason for. It's not like he was fighting back. He's running away the whole time. They're holding him, and another dude is giving him 2 pieces.
When you say you believe that story, what story do you believe? When you say
the story of the dude have tried to get back with his girl, and she didn't want to be bothered with him. You know what I'm saying? And so he beat dude up and sent her the pictures as alleged, as they say. But I believe it. What other situation have you seen like that police have went this hard on a person except Rodney King? And it was a bunch of them, and that shit was a hella yesteryear, but still in all, in this day and era, what was he doing? I don't care if he was driving erratic. or driving crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's not no reason
Yeah,
to
there's
not go
definitely a
home.
great. Yeah, you right there. I mean, there's definitely a great potentiality on it, and I think, definitely, hopefully, there's gonna be more uncovered if there was, just to why it happened and stuff like that. So, peace, family. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and check us out on outtheronline.com. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook for exclusive playlists and social media for all different types of segments and content.